No.
Like, I don't own the sport of skateboarding.
And you'll never beat it. Skateboarding will never be beat.
I got my first signature shoe in 1989.
Wow. Is there a discipline of skating that you felt was like most home for you? Something that just made you feel the best?
Not really. You know, I just love skateboarding so much.
The reason I skate today is because I want this feeling.
Everybody has a worth in this life.
Yep.
And your job, don't let that dictate who you are. He'd sneak out at 12 and I'd hear him like creeping in at like 3 in the morning.
No way.
And I'd be like, where'd you go? He's like, oh, I found a spot with some light. And I learned 3 tricks.
So cool.
And I'm like,
We were
wow.
sleeping.
Well, the natural progression is fakie ollie,
Yep.
half cab,
Yep.
and then full cab. And I'm a big promoter of faith over fear. You know, I think you get a lot more accomplished when you have hope.
What's going on, guys? We are back with another episode of the Jaxxon Sports Podcast. I'm sitting here with the greatest co-host to ever ride 2 wheels, a math magician and a man of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch Stenberg.
Yeah, the grandfather.
The grandfather. Not to be confused with the godfather.
How many podcasts have we done? A lot, yeah?
Yeah.
And you say Steinberg.
Yeah, what am I supposed to
There's
say?
no I in my last name. It's Stenberg.
The E is pronounced with soft. It's a softie.
No, it's definitely not.
How do you say it?
You okay?
How do you say it?
Yeah,
Stein?
glitch.
Stenberg.
Stenberg, bro.
E-N.
Get it right.
No I-N.
Thank you.
Sten.
Sten. So,
According to
Right?
the Palm Springs Surf Club, it was Steinberg.
Yeah,
yeah.
He probably spelled your name.
Ryan Sheckler and Tyler Bierman, the co-hosts, and the one and only who came bearing a gift, possibly the best gift of the year I've ever received so far. Ladies and gentlemen, an icon,
Yes.
a pioneer, and someone who kind of revolutionized the game for all of us.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Caballero! It is an honor to have you on the pod. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
A complete
Appreciate it.
icon. Twitch
Honor
told
to
me
be
you were
sitting
coming
next
on,
to you,
and
Kev.
Thank you, guys.
it's going to be insane.
Yeah, it was out of the blue. It's like,
Yeah.
Twitch, like, we're going to do a podcast. You want to be on it?
Been trying to get you in for a while, and like schedules don't work. And then I was like, hey, I know it's last minute, but we got noon tomorrow. And he's like, I'll be there. I was like, sick.
Insane, dude. I mean, anybody who knows anything about skating or anything about vans, for that matter, knows who you are and, you know, how revolutionary you guys were in the 70s and the 80s. I just want to kind of start off for everybody who is watching this. What goes through your mind when you're growing up in the 70s and the 80s and you're like, yo, I'm going to be a skater? Like, skating wasn't a thing, you know? Like, what kind of walk me through your mindset at that time of being like, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life on a board?
Well, I'd actually figured that out until I actually was into skateboarding for a couple years. I just did it because I enjoyed it and I enjoyed the challenge of it. But it wasn't something that was looked upon like a career. It was more kind of like a hobby.
Yeah.
And so the hobby, it turned into my profession, but it wasn't something that I was like striving for because we didn't have that influence, or it just wasn't available to us in that manner. But it just was something that I could connect to that I couldn't really connect to otherwise through like sports. You know, I've always been really like small for my age, and look always like when I was 15, I looked like I was 10. So like being on the basketball team was no go. Being on the football team, baseball, I mean, none of that stuff was very attractive to me. So,
I mean, when we look through like some of this like iconic footage and the things growing up and the people you ran with and kind of the videos and the content you guys were putting out, did you ever imagine skating to be like where it is today, where it's like in the Olympics? Like at the time, skating was like this outlaw kind of rebellion in a way, you know, and now it's in the full blown Olympics.
yeah, but you know, like I said, when I got into skateboarding, it was in magazines, so it wasn't really an outlaw sport. It didn't get outlawed until probably early 80s when all the skate parks closed, and then our only access were street. And so when we like try to look for backyard pools or skating, you know, like that's Big O Tires right there. I mean, we could only skate that place when it was
I just
like,
got to interject really quick.
okay.
Watching Steve Caballero like this with the black and gray, you guys got to know that like these are some of the first times these tricks are being done and filmed. Like the true pioneer, like these tricks that Steve's doing right now are tricks that we are still doing today. Like that kickflip back tail was unheard of, bro. To get a slow-mo kickflip back tail on a 10-inch ledge in a video part, like that's, you got to understand, like this is what I watched and I was a grom, like understanding what was possible on the skateboard. Like Steve, it's there's not enough flowers to give you for what you've done in skateboarding and your style, bro, and everything that you did. Like I watched that nollie back tail to tray flip on flat ground, and it was like, it's so perfect. And it's so, this is why skateboarding is fun to me now. And we were just talking about, me and Twish were talking about it in the last podcast. It's like, the reason I skate today is because I want this feeling. I want this. I don't want to go compete. I don't want to like, I don't need the accolades of that. I want to be out in the streets with my friends doing long front boards and huge ollies. Like the trick that I do the most, that I love the most, is the Caballero. And that's Steve's trick.
Yep.
And it can only be done fakie. And then you throw a kickflip in there, and it's like, dude, it's such an honor. And I've had the pleasure of being your friend for a long time, dude. And
Thanks, Ryan.
Watching, this is the skate rat stuff that I watch. I still watch this and get more hyped to go skate after watching your video part than I'll get watching current video parts, because the character is here. The love is here. Like the passion, the pushing, bro. Like it comes down to the basics for me of like how you look and feel on a skateboard. And I think a lot of that kind of gets lost these days, where kids are trying to do the gnarliest tricks on the gnarliest spots. And, but you see them pushing in between tricks, and you're like,
it kind of relates to like what I was saying when people with freestyle would write their trick list down, and you see how squirrely they get from landing the trick to the next trick. There's no heart, there's no flow in it, where this is all flow.
This is the character.
To watch live too with you right here.
Well, this is a video part. Yeah. It's not the same when you're competing.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're competing, you know, I did used to write down, like I would draw the pool out, and I would actually draw with a pencil. I still have like little sheets of paper, the trick everywhere I did in the bowl, the name of the trick, and then the line that I did. I would study that, and then I would apply it to the next part. And so I did do that because I was serious about competing.
We all did that too, but I'm saying like a lot of freestyle motocross dudes would put their trick list on their bike, and every time they'd land from like a super sick trick, you'd see them stop and like look down and then look back up, where I'm like, no,
that's
like,
why they were looking down.
That. Yeah.
I was wondering why they were looking down.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't do that. Like if you need to remember, like I would tell them, I'd write all my tricks down, dirt ramp, wall ride, like this, that, you know what I mean? So it's like, you could tell like how much flow you had though. So that's what's cool.
Can you run us through how you even came up with that trick, like a fakie backside 360, and then kind of like then putting it together? And
okay, so when I turned pro in 1980, I was 15 years old, and it was all about competition. It wasn't really about video parts. We didn't have video cameras back then. It was just all magazine stuff. So the way that you made yourself presentable was through magazines and hooking up with photographers. And that was our only access to see skateboarding. It wasn't on TV. So it was all about competition, you know, and when I'd look in magazines back in the day when I was 15, we'd want to see what was being done. And if we wanted to see how something was done, it was through a sequence, which you had a camera that could go, you know, like a sequence camera. And if once you saw that, then you could actually study each frame and
break
like,
it down.
Okay, this is how you do it. But when you saw people like upside down and
how they get to that point,
we don't even know how you did that and if they even made it or not, you know? So I think a lot of the photos back in the day weren't even makes, you know, but they were still captured. But at the time I was a rookie pro, the thing about competition was you always had to bring something new. Probably same thing with moto. It's like every moto freestyle event, it's like, okay, after this one's done, I'm going back to that little training place and I'm going to do a new trick. I'm not going to show anybody because I want to come out swinging. You know, same thing with skating.
Yeah.
We did the same stuff, you know. So there was a skateboarder, his name was Eddie Alguera. And this is a guy that I looked up to because he was the best. And I'm sure when you guys were growing up and you wanted to get into freestyle motocross, you studied the best dude, right? Because
100%.
you wanted to be just as good as him. And so that was a motivator for me, is to like, okay, I want to be good at this sport. Who's the best dude? What is he doing? So you try to learn their tricks. And then once you start learning all these tricks, and then you've learned all the tricks that are done, your mind starts going, it's like, well, what else can we do? So, and that's how tricks are invented. You know, you see something as a possibility. Maybe someone screwed up on a trick and like, whoa, he took his hand off, but you could probably take your hand off, you know, and it was probably by accident. And so that's how a lot of things are made. You know, it's just like your mind, because we are creative beings, our mind starts going. It's like, what else can be done?
Dude, that's how
It's boredom.
Yeah,
as well.
it
It's
is.
like, I'm so bored with the sport now. What can we do now? You know,
Pastrana was telling me when I crashed and broke both my legs at Louisville, when I did the mini flip and it turned into looked like a Superman flip. He's like, oh, if he had levers up here, he could have got back on the bike. And then the next weekend, he welded levers on his bike and was doing Superman flips at the contest. And like you said, it was from a mistake that he learned that trick. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
So the fakie 360 ollie, which was, you know, then coined the Caballerial, was a mistake that I saw another pro skateboarder do. And when I saw him do it, I'm like, that's a possibility. You know, so once you can start to believe something can be done, that's your start right there. You have to have faith.
Yep.
And it's like, and I'm a big promoter of faith over fear. You know, I think you get a lot more accomplished when you have hope.
Yeah, when you're scared of stuff, nothing gets done.
Nothing gets done. You ain't going there.
No.
Over the years, like half pipe, street, vert, like, is there a discipline of skating that you felt was like most home for you? Something that just made you feel the best?
Not really. I mean, I just applied myself. You know, I just love skateboarding so much. I just wanted to be a part of skateboarding no matter how we did it. I mean, I even tried freestyle skating for a while. You know, I tried downhill slalom. I mean, it just looked challenging. And that's the beauty of skating. It's like, it's an art form. A lot of people don't think it's a sport. You can take skateboarding and you can do whatever you want. It can be transportation. It can be an art form where you're not competing, you're not training, you're just out there doing your thing. But then there's people who are really competitive, and it becomes a sport, and you have to perfect it. And by perfecting these things, you have to practice.
Yep.
And you practice whether there's people there or not. I mean, a lot of the tricks that I learned, I was explaining this to a friend, no one was around when I was doing these things. There was no one there. My parents weren't there, like, pushing me. There was no other skateboarders there pushing me. I remember going to the skateboard park all by myself, determined to learn this trick. And that was my grit. You know, that was what pushed me.
It's the passion though, bro. I can hear it and I can feel it when you're saying it, dude. And like, that's such a good question, Bear, of like, what aspect did you like the most? Skateboarding.
Skateboarding, yeah.
I enjoyed skateboarding, bro. And like, from your whole career, dude. And my dad is a absolute huge fan of yours, and you know my dad very well.
Of course.
And
I've seen you since you were
since I was the Grom of Groms, bro. But my dad learned something from you, and it was always skate everything. Skate everything. And so I skated vert, skated bowls, street, contest, all of it, because I love skateboarding. I don't have one aspect of skateboarding. Yeah, maybe now like streets is a lot more fun for me, just because, like you said, it's very creative, and I want to go skate a spot that normally people skate down. I want to see if I can skate up it, just because I want to switch, my brain. I'm not bored with the sport at all. And I do consider skateboarding a sport because of the fact we are battling concrete every single day.
Yeah.
And so to battle concrete that doesn't move, it doesn't change, you have to be fit.
Yeah.
You have to have your timing correct. You have to have the practice like you're talking about, where you can mitigate some of these risks that are involved with skating street. That's the same thing every other athlete in any sport does. They're mitigating risk.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget how fragile we are as human beings. I mean, I just saw a post from Nija
Yeah, I know,
in
dude.
the hospital.
He's doing
I
good,
mean,
though.
if you've seen his part, all his parts in his contests, and you like, oh, this guy never falls. But we're human and we make mistakes.
When he does,
and when you do,
they're good ones.
Yeah, and I feel like with freestyle motocross, the things that you guys do is like, you guys are taking the hugest chance. You guys don't ever fall, but when you do fall, you're gonna break.
Yeah.
You know, so for you guys to put your life on the line for, you know, for people to be amused and you know, the reward is huge because it's a personal gratification as well, not as much as like, hey, I can make a living off this and I can earn some money and I can buy things I couldn't afford before. So sometimes you put your life on the line to appreciate the value of what you're doing, and then you get companies want to sponsor you and stuff. And so that was my drive. Back to your question was, I noticed that if I did my best, good things would come. You know, if I just did the work, I would be blessed by the things that people had to offer to me, you know? And so like even being on a podcast like this, I'm honored, you know, for you to call me to be on this podcast because it just means like I feel like you guys think I have something important to say.
You
and
do.
It gives me
You're fucking the history of skateboarding, dude.
Steve
Like,
Caballero, bro.
You are,
action
dude.
sports. Like you are action sports, dude.
The first van shoe I ever wore as a ground.
I mean, but
Let's
dude,
talk about that for a second.
well, let's talk about the skateboard history. You know, if like you talk to somebody that doesn't really know and is not up to date in current skating, you know, you ask them who they know in skateboarding. Yeah, the given is like Tony Hawk, but then it's Steve Caballero, Christian Hosoi. It's like these John Cardiel. These guys, you included, have done something so monumental for kids that are skating now, and I would implore everybody watching
put
this
you in
that
that too, Ryan.
that doesn't
Leave
know,
yourself
but
out
it's
of
a
that.
different generation. But I learned from these guys. You know, I learned from these guys,
Carrying the torch.
and I wanted to have something in skateboarding, and my whole goal as a skateboarder was to be known as a skateboarder. That was it. Like, I don't care about the contest, whatever, but I would do whatever it took necessary for when someone looked at me, they said, that is a skateboarder. That's all I've ever wanted to identify as, is like, am I respected in the world of skateboarding? That's all you want. And you've done that, dude. And you've passed the torch on, and you know, your shoe, like the tricks, the video parts, the everything, and you're still current. You're still giving back to skateboarding, and it does not go unnoticed. And so, like, us having you here on this podcast is like for an absolute reason. Like, you have a lot to say, and you have more. Like I said before, we cannot give you enough flowers. You're the guy, bro. You're the guy.
Appreciate it. Well, yeah, and that's what I want to give back, is the knowledge and wisdom that I've accumulated over the years, and try to help others understand the sport a little bit more, and understand what they're doing, and how meaningful it could be towards you and the people that you share it with. And there's always a learning experience with everywhere that you go, people you hang out with, the connection. You know, I was listening to the podcast, you know, before you guys talking about, you know, your birthday party. I didn't get an invite, by the way. But
We got to get on the text. We got to get texting.
but I'm not. but I'm not. I'm not close to. I'm not close to Ryan. You know, I just. You know.
Dang.
But
Swap
To get called out by Caballero,
Swap
dude.
phone number. Hey,
That was sharp.
headshot.
no, that's That's my.
Swap the phone numbers right now.
That's my fault. You know, because you put in what you get out what you put in.
For sure.
You know, so I should have been a better friend.
No, bro.
There we go. Blame it on Cab.
He just reversed the script back on himself. How can you not love the guy, dude?
No, but you know, it's
Authenticity.
it's-
Maybe I should apologize to anyone that didn't get the invite, man. It's just like, sorry.
No, you can. what I've learned in this life, you can't please everybody.
Yep.
And you can't invite everybody, but inviting the people that mean something to you is important, And so, like I said, once again, being on this podcast, I feel like I was asked because I maybe meant something to you guys.
For sure.
That feels good.
Yeah. You mean something to the entire world of skateboarding, by the way, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanna touch on something too. When you said that he asked you the question, what version of skateboarding do you like the best? And it's just the simple thing of skateboarding.
Yeah.
For me, that inspired me so much, and I'm sure Jeremy too, that like I like to do it all. I don't like to get stuck in one thing. That like it's literally riding my motorcycle that feeds my soul, and that's why I do it.
Yeah.
And to that, I have a question. So like the Caballerial, when you first did it, like walk us through like when you first landed that and like where you were mentally and like how that came about. And I just want to say like the cab has now worked itself into like so many action sports of snowboarding, so obviously skateboarding where it started, but then BMX and so many of these things and wakeboarding, all this stuff. Like I think it's really cool that that's like transitioned into that. And like every time I hear it, like I get to like smile to myself and chuckle like, yeah, like cab, like where I just want to know like where were you when you did that and landed that and like mentally and how did that all come about the first time?
Well, I was 15. Like I said, I was in my rookie year of being a pro, and I was at a local skate park called Winchester Skate Park. And I was in the Clover Bowl, which was above the Keyhole, which was the Pro Bowl. And I was watching one of my friends skate. His name was Robert Schaffelli, a.k.a. The Fly. And he would go up and he would do this slide called the RB slide based on Rick Blackheart, where you put your hand on the wall and slide to fakie, go backwards, and he would do fakie 360 kick turns. Not just a regular kick turn. You'd be backwards, fakie 360 kick turn at the tile, and then come back. Well, I think he pumped super hard on one of them where he had a lot of speed, and he pumped down, pumped up, and he kind of went too fast and flailed in the air. The board was spinning. He was spinning a 360 out of the bowl, but that's not what was intentional. At the time, I could already do the trick where you go backwards and it's called a fakie ollie, where you go up and hit the back wheels and suck your legs in and then push it back down onto the bowl. And I thought, and I looked and saw his mistake, and I'm like, wow, if I could just do a fakie ollie and try to twist my body around, maybe I could pull my legs up long enough to come all the way around and come around. And so there was no half cab before that because there was no Caballerial. So the half cab came after the Caballerial, which in street skating, it's probably easier to do a half cab, right? Versus a Caballero, because you have to hit harder and then spin faster.
It depends, it depends for me. So it's like, cab sometimes is easier, but if I have more, slower speeds, half cab's easier.
Yeah.
Faster speeds, cab all day, just because that whip happens so quick, and you can get past half cab quickly.
Well, the natural progression is, on street is fakie ollie.
Yep.
Half cab.
Yep.
And then full cab. Yeah. That's why they call it a full cab, because you're going into the half.
And then full cab flip. Best trick on the planet. Best feeling trick to me on the planet.
And you do it really good too.
It's the full cab.
But
Thanks,
so I thought in my head, wow, that's possible. So then once he left, I went in the bowl. I started trying. I was doing fakie ollies, and I was trying to do what he did on accident, and it wasn't even coming close to the point where I was like coming around, but then I would land like 3/4 of the way. And the very first Caballero that I ever done was I landed 3/4 and slid the other quarter around. I didn't actually do a full cab. I just went fakie ollie 3/4 and landed and slid. And once I got that down, then I started to try to do the fakie ollie harder and suck the legs up higher until I finally got it all the way around. I remember calling Stacy on the phone and said, I think I've invented a new trick. And he's like, what is it? And he's like, well, I go, it's a fakie 360 ollie air. with no hands. And he's like, what? Like, I don't
I have to see
understand.
this.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, the fact that you went no grab is crazy too.
And trying to explain that
no one
back
grabbed
then.
it. No one grabbed back then.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
that's
then,
the craziest part, having to explain the trick back then to
Yeah.
someone who's never heard of it.
well, I was trying to
Well,
explain.
there wasn't a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is what I just did. They're like, how the fuck did you do that? Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you realize
yeah.
you were rewriting the history books at that moment.
I just wanted to do something new, you know, because I was in competition mode, and we were actually in the middle of a series called the Gold Cup Series. There was 5 contests. It was my rookie year. The first one was here in Oasis skate park in San Diego, where the 8, you know where the 8 is, and I think it's the 8 and the 15.
Yep.
Yep.
It's right by like the old Qualcomm.
Yeah, exactly.
San
Right
Diego
there.
Charter
Underneath the
Stadium.
freeway was a place called Oasis Skate Park, and that was contest number 1. I was so nervous. I met Dwayne Peters and Eddie Alguero, like this tall, and I'm like this short little dude, you know, competing against the pros. I think I ended up falling and not making the finals, and I think I got 11th place. The second contest was Big O, which was in Orange County, the Big O skate park, and I ended up getting 3rd place. The third one was in Colton, called Colton Skate Park, and I ended up getting 1st place. So that was my very first pro win.
so it just got better and better
Yeah.
each competition.
Were you doing the cab?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So the next one was Marina Del Rey. And between Colton and Marina Del Rey, I started working on this trick. And so it took me about a month, because it was a month between each contest. It took me about a month to perfect it enough to even try it.
Sure.
And so when that contest came around in Marina Del Rey, I had talked to Stacy. I pull up in the Volvo, and we have like Neil Blender and Lance Mountain like already ready to like drag me up to the keyhole to like, we heard about this new trick
So
that you've
sick.
done. Stacy's told us what you've done. We want to see it. So I ended up getting my pads and not even just walking straight through the pro shop and right up to they wanted to see the trick so bad. And so it took me, you know, probably 5 or 6 times attempting it to try to do it. But I finally landed it, and then they were just completely blown away. And so once again, I fell before I could actually do the trick in the contest. I ended up getting 15th place in that contest. And then I had a full month till Upland, the finals at the Pipeline, and I was able to perfect that there, and then I ended up winning that contest with the Caballerial. And so winning that contest there at the Pipeline, and this is actually right here is a replica of it at the Orange Vans
Rest in
skate
peace.
park at Block.
Place was so sick.
In the square is where, you know, actually was it the square? No, it was in the round actually. That I did it in the contest, and
We're watching videos of Steve Caballero. We're gonna put these videos on the screen just so you all
Bro,
know.
that's why it's hard. Everyone's gonna be like, dude, Sheckler's not even paying attention.
No, this time, just so
I'm
everybody's
watching-
clear.
We're
Steve-
zoned out
Steve
on
walked
watching it.
in and he said, "Yo, I need videos in the corner when we're watching this at home." He watched the Metzger episode. He said, "I can't see what's going on."
I think this one will be loud because a
Yeah.
friend of mine made this one. So
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
put it
you'll
in
be
there.
okay.
We do have a lot of issues with that UFC box. You just mentioned 2 iconic names. Well, you mentioned one, Stacy, but the Post-Peralta, like the Bones, like there's so much history there with the team. There's so much history there with those names. You know, I think the original team with like Tony Hawk and Rodney Mullen, you know, just there's so much history of skateboarding that's not told in today's time. And, you know, in this TikTok age, there's not a lot of TikToks made on it. There's not a lot of videos made on it. So then the kids don't understand the history of it. Can you walk me through? And obviously Shex and Twitch kind of know the history well, but for the people at home, can you walk us through those names first, like Powell and Peralta and Stacy and all these people? But walk us through like how you kind of met them, what was going on with the team at the time, so people can get a little bit of history lesson there.
Okay, so when I first got into skateboarding, like in '76, top names were like Tony Alva, Jay Adams, Stacy Peralta, part of the Dogtown crew. And you can actually look up on YouTube or a streaming platform on the documentary Lords of Dogtown. And you can see the generation that came before me and how they introduced skateboarding at that time when it came from surfing to flat waves, and then wanting to still have these like surf maneuvers. They hopped on a skateboard. to try to like, I don't know, entertain themselves,
Sure.
I guess, looking for ditches and pools. And that's what was being presented in the magazines, you know, backyard pools, skating. This is before skate parks. You know, people were building their own ramps. And then when the skate park era started in 77, parks started being built all over the place. And then when I was describing of these contests that I was entering at 15 in the 80s, these are all parks that were privately owned that we had to pay for. There was no such thing as a public skate park. You couldn't just go to a park and roll up to it. We had to pay money.
Yeah.
Just like a motocross track.
Yep.
You know, you have to go and pay.
Yeah, someone's
to get
putting
in.
out that money to have that there.
And
they
it's
need
a privately
to get some
owned
money
place.
back.
And its insurance is a huge deal. You know, people are in this, you know, where we live are so happy where, you know, medical is super expensive. So it's really hard for someone who works a job to afford the cost of medical. I mean, I can go way deep into that. I mean, but it affects our livelihood. It affects the things that we do. And not a lot of people want to take chances and get hurt because you can lose your job, you know? But my life, skateboarding has been my job. So getting hurt was part of the job. Mm-hmm. And healing, and the fact that we can incredibly heal our bodies, which is insane.
Yep.
And want to get back to doing the same thing
it
that
helps
hurt you.
like block out the fact that this is dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, I even broke my femur riding dirt bikes. And,
Bro, I remember when
and
you
it
broke your
took
femur.
like 4 months for me to get back, you know, but I was determined.
Yeah.
And that's it. The determination, the perseverance is what helps us keep going and growing and believing in yourself. And even when no one else believes in you, you don't need other people to believe in you. Just believe in yourself, and you can accomplish so many things. And that's where I want to offer and give back to people is maybe I can't entertain them the way that I did, but at least I have some kind of knowledge and wisdom. I wish my kids were listening to this.
Yeah, right. Don't listen to it from him, but not you.
Yeah. You got 2 young kids.
I know, bro. Hearing you say that, my whole life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah,
they're not gonna listen to me.
They're not gonna.
They'll get to an age where they're gonna think that they're smarter than you.
Yeah.
During that time when you were visiting these parks, is that when you ran into Stacy Peralta? Is that when you met them?
Well, I met Stacy at actually in Escondido at this place called Whirling Wheels at an amateur contest. I came there as an amateur riding for a skate park called Campbell Skate Park, and so we had teams, individuals skated these parks, but we all competed against each other. But we competed against each other as a team, just like with like moto. It's like you guys, like even like Supercross, they all have their teams.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
They're all in the day. You're like you're not
Jeff versus
passing me,
Hunter
bro.
are both Honda, but they actually do compete against
You guys show up together.
Yeah.
Is that when Bones the Brigade?
Not
Is that
yet.
when it was made? No,
Not yet.
it wasn't created till how long after you
The
met
Bones
him?
Brigade was created after he put the team together and kind of decided we have this team. So I was part of a skate park team. I wasn't part of
got it.
actual skateboard company.
Got it.
I was part of a skateboard park team that was sponsored and getting products from Santa Cruz and Independent, but I wasn't on those companies. And so once I left Campbell Skate Park and got asked by Stacy Peralta to be on his team, he was telling me that I knew Stacy's history. It went from Dogtown Skateboards to GNS, which was a highly sought off brand, a huge brand at the time. Santa Cruz was GNS, Sims, all these companies. He branched out after his skateboarding career, he wanted to do his own company because he felt like his time's done. And it's weird because back when he started, a pro career was only like 3 to 4 years max.
That's
and then
crazy.
you were done.
That's crazy to think it only lasts that long.
Dude, he started, I trip out on this because we did a documentary on our team, the Bones Brigade, after Dogtown. And to know that he was 21 years old when he started Post-Peralta. I was 14. He was 21. And I looked at him, up to him as an adult. Like he was so well-mannered, professional, had his life all together.
At such a young age.
At 21 years old.
That's gnarly.
That's like someone started a moto company at 21 years old.
Yeah.
And then you got 14-year-old guys under your wing staying at your house. And that's what we did, you know?
That's
and
so rad.
that was my connection with Stacy. And so Stacy wanted to give back what he got because he became really famous. He toured all over. He was in magazines and in movies. Once his career was done, he wanted to venture off and give that to somebody else, and that's why he created the Bones Brigade.
That's so rad.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Were you guys all
Really
sponsored
cool
by Post-Peralta?
Yes.
Is that what it was for, though, to promote the brand?
Yes. So he joined up with George Powell, which then turned into Post-Peralta, and then he started this team of these amateur skaters from all over the country. 2 from Florida, which was Alan Gelfin and Mike McGill. 2 from New York or New Jersey, Mike Jezelowski and Jamie Godfrey. LA was Ray Bones Rodriguez and Jay Smith. And then myself and another skater named Scott Foss were from NorCal.
Damn. I mean, there's a lot of history right there.
Yeah.
As a brand, did you ever get involved at all on the brand side? Because you were so young.
I did
Yeah.
later on.
Oh, later on.
Later on, when Stacy left. So that
They parted ways, right? The
They
founders?
parted ways 10 years after Post-Peralta was
Yeah.
banded
They were
together.
making millions. Like I did some research on the company too at the time. Like there was a point where they were doing 30, 40 million a year.
I don't know how much they were making.
Yeah.
I know how much I was making. I didn't really focus on anybody else, but in 87,
No, but I mean the company was successful is my point.
Very
Yeah,
successful.
it was huge.
it was huge, but then it took a dive.
After they split up? Or
Before. I think that's what caused the split up was, so every generation, things change.
Mm-hmm.
People get hyped on one thing and then that's not cool anymore. I want to move on to the next. And I'm sure that's happened with moto, right? You start out like
Big time.
Like for you guys, maybe racing was the thing, and then it turned into like freestyle,
Yeah.
right? And then, and for you, like flat track racing.
Yeah.
You know, so you've evolved. He's involved in a way where he still wants to roll on 2 wheels, but here's something else that's challenging that I haven't done yet, and here's where I can continue and progress at something and still keep the name Berriman alive. You know, maybe you're not into what you first started, but you found something that's attractive, that it's attractive to other people. It's new, and maybe you can succeed at it. And that's how I've taken my life as far as going from skateboarding to playing music, to doing art, and then now, you know, getting into moto, and then from moto getting into mountain biking, and from mountain biking getting to dirt jumping. So it's just a constant avenue of just me wanting to expand and
Well, you're
just
addicted
learn.
to adrenaline,
I am.
And creativity.
Oh yeah.
so it'll never be over.
No,
I hope not.
And that's what that's why that was my main reason of I wanted to get you in here. I'm like, I love how much fun you're still having, because I can only imagine how many people are like, you're too old to be doing that. Are you still playing with the skateboard?
Yeah.
Why are you still doing this? Like, you know, you're gonna get hurt. And it's like, I don't give a shit what I do for the rest of my life. I will never be too old to get hurt. Like that's, I feel like being an athlete, getting hurt is part of it. And like you said earlier, you figure yourself out when you have a lot of pain going on in your life.
Yeah.
There's so many different things you can do. And I have nothing but respect for you. And I love that
Thank you.
you're still having fun doing everything that you love to do, no matter how dangerous it is.
Well, and pain's the best teacher, bro.
Yes.
Honestly, like to this day, if I go fall and I tweak my ankle bad, I know immediately what just happened.
Oh yeah.
Like I know.
You're like,
And
I'm a dumbass.
"Oh, man, I got 6 months. You know, like I know immediately
Yeah.
because of how many times you've been injured. You know, like and yeah, at first getting injured was like really scary because you don't know, and you got all these big contracts, and you're like, oh man, like I'm gonna get dropped by everybody because I got hurt. And then it's like that's not the reality. The reality is it's like these companies, these people want to see you get back. And then you learn something about yourself, and then you do it again.
And then you become back better.
And then you do it again, and then all of a sudden you become able to diagnose your own injury, and you're like, I'm not even getting an MRI. Just like I need surgery now. Period. You know, like fix me. Like But it's that search, dude. It's the search. It's the search for the fear, that feeling. That tingle is what I still look for to this day of like, ooh, that jump's a little big.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's a little bit. And maybe I don't go hit it like I would when I was 18. I do a little bit of prep work and smaller, and then big. And I still get the same feeling. But I don't know if it's the same way with you. We'll equate it to a mountain bike jump. You know, you hit a big jump. You get that stoke, and 5 seconds later, it's gone. I'm on to the next.
What's next?
What is next, you know?
Yeah.
I wish it lasted longer.
You ain't kidding.
I wish the that adrenaline, I wish that lasted longer. Like when
But if it did, you'd probably burn out and you'd probably not be here still because that addiction is what keeps you going. Everybody's addicted to something.
I think I can say to echo that point that like it obviously doesn't burn out. Like
It doesn't burn out.
No.
being able to be inspired by Cab, that where he is in this day of like helping pioneer like a sport and a trick that's kind of worked its way into so many other sports, but then to each day he's playing music, he's creating art, every Wednesday I go to Kahia Creek, he's there ripping motos with Mike.
He's there more than me, and I ride for a living.
He's at the San Marcos bike park.
You guys ride
bike
together?
jumps on the hardtail.
Every once in a while.
He's riding mountain bikes. Like that is like the most inspiring thing. If you're not like doing something at a level of still doing it, but you're doing it for the right reasons, and like his love for not one thing in skateboarding, it was the love for skateboarding. You can see like that love that you bring to everything as a creative human being. Like, can you talk about that? Like what do you think sparks that in you of like wanting to like to that search, like that like, you know, the wondering, you know?
Well, first and foremost is the challenge.
Yeah.
You know. And also I learned a lot through skateboarding, which I didn't know that was going to be a huge life lesson, but learning to fail to succeed. And so that's an important lesson I think everyone should learn with anything that you do, whether it's athletic or it's with music or creativity or even making food. I don't believe in natural talent. I believe that everybody puts in as much as what they get back is how much they put in.
Sure.
And
Hard work breeds talent.
hard work. Sure. And so people don't see what you see.
Yep.
They only see the outcome of it. Yeah. So I know myself, I know how much work I put into something. So when someone says, "Oh, you're just naturally talented," it's really kind of like hurtful. You know, it's really disrespectful to like assume like you're good at something just because.
And you hear that a lot. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's just naturally talented."
Yeah,
he's just naturally talented. You know,
The way you put it, though, you actually is probably very disrespectful. You're like, you don't see the hours and the days of work.
They
I put
don't.
in.
He's
Or
like,
the injury,
you're
he's
actually
like-
pissing me off.
Yeah.
I actually want to slap you right now.
Say it to me right now. I'm never going to say that ever
No,
again.
but it's also downplaying their own ability to become successful. They're actually speaking words of negativity to themselves, saying like, "Well, I can't be you because I'm not naturally talented like you."
No, you can't be me because you don't put in the work that I put in.
Well,
Exactly.
and also you haven't found what you actually care about.
Yes.
You're so stuck in social media and all these things. of seeing
everyone else is
everybody
doing.
else is doing, and you're trying to be that when that might not be what God has for you to do on this planet. You haven't explored enough to find what makes you lose sleep at night. Where I got to get an extra rep in. I have to figure this out. I have to do it.
Yeah.
They don't give themselves that opportunity to find their passion, their joy.
That's what I was gonna say. They don't have the passion for what they want to be good at.
And also being courageous, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone. Like a lot of people want to be comfortable. Well, you don't get very far being comfortable.
No.
You have to be uncomfortable.
What a quote.
You have to like really put yourself in a position. So one movie I love is the Jim Carrey Yes Man movie. I mean, people can learn a lot from that movie, even though it's a comedy.
Yeah,
Just saying yes to things that you're like,
that you would normally
that you
say
would
no.
normally not do based on maybe I haven't tapped into that. I'm a little afraid. just do it anyways.
Yeah.
You know, put yourself out there. Like I said, faith over fear. You know, it's the fear that we put on ourselves that limits our full potential. And so as soon as he said, you know, can you come tomorrow? I already was saying yes in his question. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's because I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
we never know. So I'm a strong believer of like, don't always base your life off your feelings. You may not feel like doing something, but is that proper? Is that reality? Like, is my own mind telling me I really don't feel like doing this, but should I be doing this? That's the more important question.
Those are some of my best days in the gym when I don't want to go. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking go do this right now. And then everyone's like, let's just go. I'm like, fine, I'll be there. And I'm like, it's the best workout I've had.
Exactly.
And I'll say I work with a life coach, like a mentor dude that I work with. And the days that I feel like I don't have anything to unpack are the days that I get the absolute most out of, because you're not like going into like with an expectation of like, oh, I need to unpack this and then kind of look myself in the mirror. It's like you then just ask yourself uncomfortable questions and you live in that uncomfortableness.
You have to hammer those days. You have to hammer those
100%.
days because that's reality. Life is, like you said, it's not comfortable. No. So if I'm stuck in a comfortable position, I know hell is about to break loose because
there's nothing good happening.
There's nothing happening, bro. It's like
100%.
being comfortable, being uncomfortable is like, I've said that so many times in my life, and to hear you say that is like, yeah, it all makes sense. And do you think though, because coming from skateboarding, which is such a fast twitch muscle category sport, fast twitch, quick thinking, adrenaline based, this is going back to the
never second guessing yourself.
Yeah, and this goes back to the natural talent part, because I'm sure that if you went out to play pickleball and you never had, you'd figure it out. Go play tennis, you would figure it out.
Yeah.
It's all fast twitch. Football, you could figure it out. Like, we go water skiing. Anything, and I think that's where this natural talent comes in to play, or this like perception of natural talent. We've already done all the work skating, putting our bodies in the most uncomfortable, treacherous positions, making it out of that. A lot of traditional sports are not that hard to figure out.
Yeah.
To get to the expert level, of course, that takes what we would have to do in skateboarding. But, you know, skateboarding translates into mountain biking. It translates into motocross because the feeling is the same.
The feeling is the same.
The feeling's the same.
The thrill of the challenge and like, what if I did this, you know? And if I did, what the personal gratification of like pushing yourself and overcoming fear. I mean, that's the most amazing beauty of life, is to overcome your fears. I mean, that is the greatest success ever. Overcome fear.
When you talk about this mindset and kind of understanding not just skateboarding but life, and it's obviously it takes years to get to this point because you're very wise in the things you say, and we don't hear a lot of these types of things. Most of the time we're just ranting and raving, but this is, if anybody is watching this, there's a lot to learn from this as well, to unpack from you. This is like one of the most iconic movies, and it was way before video parts, and it's like a full-blown movie, The Search for the Animal Chin.
Yeah.
Post-Peralta skateboards, 1987. We have this pulled up on YouTube. We'll try to show some of it here in the video clip. Can you walk me through challenges and what it was like filming this? And this was before the age of, you know, TikTok and Instagram and video parts that we have today.
And I just want to say one thing. I was in Hawaii one year for Von Zipper for a photo shoot, and we went and did a photo shoot in the ditch.
Oh, wow.
And to see how rough and rugged that ditch is, like, there had to have been so much challenge with that. So, like, yeah, back to his question, I just wanted to say, like, that was so iconic to be standing there and, like, feeling the history that came from that, and, like, growing up and watching this legendary movie.
Bro, these are the bros. These are the bros on a session, pushing each other to do things that they would never do on the skinniest ramp possible.
I was just about to say, that ramp is so skinny,
so this is in Bakersfield. This is in 1986, and you're going to see me attempt a 540.
And Rodney Mullen, Tony Hawk. The video's stacked with talent.
Yeah.
But what was it like filming this? Walk me through kind of who put this together.
Well, back to Stacy Peralta put this movie together. It's like we wanted to put together something that had a storyline and make it more fun. It was really like tongue in cheek, just really like funny things. It's just not take it so seriously, but then being serious at the same time. And a lot of these things that were filmed only that day. The way that the video age changed is like, all our parts, everything you see in this movie was filmed that day. There was no like going back to the place and
to go get the clip.
You didn't spend weeks or months on one trick. This was like you got what you got in that hour, and that's part of the video.
And all this stuff is shot on film, correct?
This is shot on video camera. Okay. Some of it is shot in Super 8, but
because that's the one thing in Super 8, you can't just watch the clip back and be like, oh, did I get
no,
it?
you got to wait till you develop. Yeah. So it's
and
definitely.
I love that because you can feel it. Like you can feel the sessions through watching Super 8 clips.
Oh, totally. And so, the way that we presented skating is this is who we are now. This is what we got to offer, and that's it. When after these videos, this was like mid 80s. When we got into the 90s, when it took a dive, the video camera was getting smaller and smaller and totally compact, where you could actually spend a whole day filming one trick. If you didn't get it, you come back the next day or whatever, spend a week or something. And that's how video parts were put together. There's no way that Stacy would have the patience to film a video in the 90s. I mean, back here, we would get in arguments with him and just be like, I want to do it better. Oh, we got the shot. I'm like, yeah, but I feel I can do it better. Oh, no, we got the shot. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a
He
little
wanted
tough.
content, but he also wanted to keep it moving. Yeah.
Keep it moving.
I mean, this is a 1 hour long video. This is like a full blown
Well, this was filmed over a whole year. And then we ended up in Hawaii. And like back to the ditch, Tony Hawk fell and scraped his leg, and he got staph infection from that same ditch.
Really?
It was a sewage.
Dirty.
Yeah.
It was a sewage.
Yeah, the sewage, yeah.
So any of us could have, I'm trying a 540 right here.
Did you ever land that?
I didn't land that until
post video,
3 years later.
Okay.
3 years later.
3 years later, because I kind of gave up on the 540, and it wasn't until like 1989 I toured in New Zealand with Mike McGill, and I perfected the 540 in a demo.
So
I was just at the right time, right place.
And that's when I was born.
And it was like
That's crazy.
it's always like you always have these moments of like, okay, you know what? This is it. This is the time. I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
So it's really good to really like see where your head's at and maybe give up. Live to fight another day. There's been times where I've done stuff with moto or mountain bike. Like I really want to jump this thing, but not today.
Yeah.
I'm just not there yet. And back to what Sheckler was saying, preparing yourself. And the more preparation that you have with anything that you do, the more relaxed you are while you're doing it instead of like stressing out, like, am I going to get hurt? So people like notice my style and how I do things. They see the outside, like the finished thing, but they don't see how many times I bailed to try to get to that next level.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of times where I'd fall, bail until I felt it was perfect. And then when I landed it, it was perfect.
Yep.
But there's other skaters like, I just want to nail it,
Yeah.
And so when they land, they're all sketchy. They're dragging their hand.
There's no passion, bro.
There's just
Doesn't
like,
look
I just want to
clean.
get the trick done. But I've always cared about how I looked. So
We talked about that, about your style after the trick.
Yep.
yeah,
My
it's like
favorite
with
thing-
moto, like
Yeah.
like with jumping. Obviously you weren't satisfied with just jumping off a jump like that, right?
Yeah. Nope.
And I'm not either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To this day, I'm like
Bear would take it.
I'm 61 years old, but I still want to whip my bike.
Yep.
Yeah.
And every time I go out, I'm trying it a little bit each time.
A little bit more.
Because I know if it doesn't go well, it's going to be bad.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah. So I baby step everything.
Can confirm.
What was it? What was a young Rodney Mullen like skating with him?
It was, we didn't really skate with him because the only time I saw him was in competition. And when we did go on tour with him,
bro. He was such a recluse still to this day.
yeah. He would skate like, okay, so when we went on tour with Rodney, he would travel with us in the van. But then as soon as we got to the hotel after traveling and getting in our beds and everything, he'd like, where'd Rodney go?
He'd
Like,
go skate.
he'd sneak out.
Yeah.
So like he'd sneak out at 12 and I'd hear him like creeping in at like 3 a.m.
No way.
And be like,
Always.
where'd you go? He's like, oh, I found a spot with some light. And he's like, and I learned 3 tricks.
So cool.
And I'm like,
Yeah, fuck, we were
wow.
sleeping.
Okay, I guess we'll see these in the demo tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think
You
that's
know?
like goes back to that natural talent. People don't see
They don't
those
see
hours
that.
of those hard work. Like talking about Kobe earlier, like the Dream Team movie, and like Kobe was when everyone else was out partying. Like Kobe had already hit the gym 3
Right.
times and was
Right.
like on his way to practice when the guys were coming back in.
Yeah.
Like that's the stuff that people don't see, the behind closed doors that like really do matter.
Well, we were asleep, so Ronnie's out practicing and inventing tricks, and that's why he invented so many tricks, because we're sleeping and he's skating. But people can be awake and still be asleep. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's like they're not putting the effort in, and they're just sitting there on the sidelines watching, admiring. But that admiration should turn into motivation.
Yep.
You know, and for me as in my older age, I would love to someday be kind of like a life coach to people and try to teach them what I've learned, to pass down that knowledge and wisdom to help them.
Yep.
And it's like you've been around long enough, like where you've seen it all. You've seen people go through the highs and people go through the lows. Like, so it's like you have a lot of input on that for sure.
Yeah, and it's the best wisdom that you can get is just learning from the mistakes of others. Yeah. You don't have to go through what other people are going to learn and experience that thing. So reading stories about people's lives, and then you see how people end up going a certain way. Study their life and go like, was it beneficial?
That's what I did.
The things that they loved, how did it help them? Did it help them succeed, or did it demolish them? Yeah.
If you had to look at the career now, like with you having such a successful career, and then obviously having the Van shoe, which is like so iconic, and everything you've done over the years, you know, with the wisdom you have now, not saying it was not always there, but for the people that now see where you're at in life, and it seems like you're just at peace with life and you're at peace with understanding what you've done. What do you think like the Mount Rushmore of skateboarding looks like to you? If you had to put a few faces up there, who would those faces be?
They wouldn't fit on the mountain.
You can't just pick 4.
Great answer. I've heard the Mount Rushmore thing to so many different like avenues of sports and things and cultures, but like
there's more than 4.
There's sometimes
Who are some names that you would put up there?
Shoot.
On the spot.
Today or yesterday?
All time. All time.
Of all time?
All time.
Oh, man.
Pioneers, icons.
All time, dude, is a long time for Cab over here. So you got to remember.
Are you talking skateboarding, moto, skateboarding? Gosh. Oh, man. I can't.
Because it's going to be different.
Because then
are there names specifically to you? Yeah, are there names specifically to you that you looked up to that you said like these guys were great and you wanted to be better than them?
That wanted to be better than them or just as good as them?
Or just as good as them?
Well, obviously, from the beginning, Eddie Alguera, because he was on top. But, you know, these are people who influenced me to be better. So I wouldn't say that they're the best at the sport. But if there were people that I would put on that influenced me in a positive way, Stacy Peralta, Eddie Alguera, Shogo Kubo, Tony Alva. I mean, a lot of guys from the past, you know, that helped at Ty Page. The guys that when I was young, influenced me to become who I am today. I mean, there's people in
don't hear that name a lot anymore.
There's people in other generations that could be up there, and they're way better than the guys that I just mentioned. But those are the people that
if it wasn't for those dudes, you wouldn't be.
I wouldn't be me.
Yeah,
that makes sense. It's a great answer.
So
it's just perspective of it, of like it can be different for anyone based on how that your Rushmore influenced you. You know, my Rushmore might be different in moto than Jeremy's, and that's okay.
Yeah,
because
different
those are the
generations.
people that like influenced you along the way, and it's such a loose term, but it's like really cool to hear people's own perspective of that. You know.
Shex, do you have a Mount Rushmore of skaters that influenced you in your career and people that pushed you?
There's so many though. It's like, there was a phase where I wanted to be Chris Haslam. Like I wanted to be every single thing that he was. I wore tight pants.
You got the beard.
I grew my hair out. I couldn't grow a beard at the time, but like I would have 100%.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
A lot because of his skateboarding, but because of how he treated me. He treated me. So anyone that's on my Rushmore, it was how my interactions went with them. Yes, the skateboarding for sure. I learned a lot of things, but I had already, when skateboarding decided that I was going to be its vessel, I was locked in no matter what. I was going to learn tricks. I was sitting in my backyard learning tricks that I hadn't seen people do, or maybe I saw a variant of some trick that I was like, maybe I can make that my own. Paul Rodriguez obviously like cared about me and gave me an opportunity. The first pro skater I ever met that was nice to me was Chad Muska. So I'll never forget that. I was 6 years old. He talked to me, like signed my pants. Bob Burnquist had a huge influence. Tony Hawk came to my
Bob Burnquist, another name that's not talked
Tony
about
Hawk came to
enough.
my 6th birthday party, like
Damn.
Then you look at tricks that I've really gravitated towards. Like one of my main tricks is the cab. So like,
and everybody knows it too.
And
That's
Steve
crazy.
had a huge influence on that because I saw him do that trick and I liked the way he did it.
Does that ever make you feel some type of way that like some of the best skaters of all time, their best tricks, and people are known and gravitating them because of the trick you invented?
It's an honor, but it's just a name in skateboarding. I don't really I don't think anything of it. Really.
Yeah, it's just cool.
It's just something that I added to the industry.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to feel like I'm special because so many other people have.
Such a nice guy.
No, I'm just saying.
You're like the best guy.
No, but everyone else
freely gave it. He freely gave it to those who would go try it.
And I'll see if I had a flaw and you make it better.
I wanted to try it.
It's like
you're the same way with guys that ride in your backyard. These are all the top next level guys, and you freely are giving them game, and you're constantly being like Uncle Twitch to everybody. I get it, but it's not everything. Not everything's like that. No. Not every sport's like that. MMA, for example, some of the best fighters in the world that really understand takedown and understand defense and offense against the cage, they're not sharing those wisdoms and those truths with the next generation fighters.
But that's a combat sport, dude. That's different. That's not skateboarding.
No, I understand, but you guys are icons. Like Twitch is an icon. He doesn't need to be in his backyard building a track for the next generation of riders and freely letting them ride it. You didn't need to let everybody.
Building it for me.
Well, you didn't need to let people use your skateboard all day.
But if moto was a combat sport, no way he would want people getting hurt.
Maybe, yeah.
Combat is different than skateboarding and moto and surfing.
But to the same point, I've seen you open up your skate park.
He's trying to save people's lives because of how much pain he's been in.
Yeah. But I'm saying more the mentality of being okay with gifting the next generation.
For sure,
I think is amazing.
Bro, well, we don't own it.
No,
I don't own the sport of skateboarding,
and you'll never beat it. Skateboarding will never be beat.
Yeah,
we all want to see our sports.
I'm just a contributor.
Yeah,
and so I'm just want to share my knowledge and things that I want people to experience the joy that I experience. So I'm not going to just keep it to myself. Yeah.
Can you run me through having one of the most iconic shoes of all time with Vans?
Another one of those things. It's like
how long has it happened? It just happened. How long has it been?
I got my first signature shoe in 1989.
Wow.
36 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then so
it's got to be the longest reigning signature shoe.
Cab, that's older than me. That's crazy. Sorry, not to
way to give him a backhanded compliment.
But then, which is pretty amazing, is 3 years later. So the Caballero was invented in 1980. The half cab was invented by Kevin Staub in 1983.
Staub's badass.
3 years later. Same with my shoe. My shoe came out in 1989. 3 years later, people were cutting the shoe down, making it their own style. I copied it because I was like, oh, what are these guys doing cutting my shoe down? That looks kind of cool.
It looks dope.
That's how you designed the shoe?
Yeah.
So half cool.
I didn't design the shoe. The skaters designed it. I just followed suit and called Steve Van Doren and said, hey, the trend is everyone's cutting my shoe mid.
The half cab.
And let's make them. Why have them cut them down? Let's just make them like that and call it the half cab. So it was just it was like a creative thing of like,
cool.
it was like a marketing thing. It was a marketing
Just when
thing.
the universe works for you, bro.
You're like, my shoe's good, but these kids are making it better.
They're making it.
Bro, that's
they're making
so
it
genius.
We're just giving them what they want. So
What a basic
Steve Van
principle of
Doren could have
business
been
that
like,
people don't understand.
well, the thing is, they
Give the
trusted
people what
me.
they want.
Yep.
That's what we're doing with Santo.
Yeah.
You know, they trusted me to say like, hey, Cab's saying, hey, these guys are cutting the shoe down. We should make the shoe and call it the half cab. If he said no, we wouldn't be celebrating. You know, this thing came out in 1992. You know, so it's been over, 35 years since
At this
we
point, do you just have a
celebrated.
lifetime deal with Vans?
Well, the contract's every 3 years. So
But it's
we'll
the
see.
most iconic shoe.
We'll see in
Yeah,
3
they're still
years.
making-
It's the most iconic shoes.
I actually have to go in there really to actually renegotiate this contract because I want to have something to give to my kids. So when I'm no longer here, I don't want Vans to stop selling the shoe. I would be stoked for them to be able to sell the shoe, even though I'm no longer here, but at least offer that to my kids.
Yep.
You know,
like
That's
the
right.
royalties or something.
Yeah.
and that hasn't been done yet.
That's amazing.
You know what I
idea.
mean? Which
Again.
is always on my mind. And it's like one of those things like, if I keep neglecting that, it ain't ever going to happen. Even like a trust and a will, I haven't done that. And I have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
So I just need to get responsible and get on this. And same with the boards.
It's hard to grow up when you're a skateboarder.
What's that?
It's hard to grow up when you're still a skateboarder.
It's hard when I want to go mountain biking and I want to go ride moto on
I'm
Wednesday.
going through the same thing right now.
I should go to the lawyers, but Cahilla's opening in a couple
Yeah,
hours.
exactly. Priorities.
How's your
Yeah,
board
but-
sales? They're still
Board
going.
sales are off the hook, man. Like,
you-
okay, so it went from, a lot of people don't know this, but I got my pro board taken away in 93.
The one with the dragon?
Just no board, no signature model. No, we're not offering a Steve Caballero pro board. 93. It was called Powell Skateboards. We can't sell your board anymore. We can't even sell the old 80s boards. No one wants them. They're like lame. If you rode a board that was 10 inches wide, if you wore elbow pads, a helmet, you were a kook. You had to ride a popsicle stick, small wheels, no sponsors on your T-shirt, baggy pants. That's who a skateboarder was in the 90s.
It's literally the same way right now.
It goes in waves.
No, so I had to start dressing like that to fit in. And I had to start riding the small wheels and riding the popsicle boards. And I had to learn how to flip my board and go down rails and learn everything that the guys were doing just to fit in because I wanted to not give up on the career that I set my path on. And so I was willing to humble myself and conform and be like, you know what? This is what they want. They want to see me flip my board. They want to see me go down a rail. They want to see me do some street stuff. And so I spent every single day showing up at a block and trying to learn how to do block tricks, trying to learn rail tricks. I mean, I put the work in, and I have videos to show what I've accomplished in that. So for 3 years, 93 to 96, there was no such thing as a Steve Caballero signature board put out. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to humble myself. I'm going to just be the same person I was when I first got sponsored in 1979, riding for Powell Skateboards. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my heart in this company. And like, I think we had talked about something about getting in the industry. And so I did. I started making videos for the team. I started being the team manager with the credit card and so in going on tour and being responsible and taking care of the team, and to the point where I didn't like the way these skaters were treating me.
Oh, wow.
I didn't like the disrespect. It's like they didn't look at me as a skateboarder now. Now I'm like this dude.
You're the corporate guy.
who's taking care of them. I'm looking out for Powell Skateboards, but I'm also looking out for them because they're skaters. I'm a skater. And so it's a battle. Yeah. And I had to tell George, I'm like, George, you know what? I don't want any part of this anymore. I don't like the way the guys on the team are treating me. Like, I'm trying to look out for you, but trying to tell them, like, you need to you need to like be
Yeah.
responsible.
That's a tough balancing act.
Yeah, I told him I don't want that role anymore. I just want to be a skateboarder, and I just want to ride for the team, and that's it. But I put out 2 videos. It was Suburban Diners and Magic.
Yep.
And I helped film those, and I helped orchestrate the video. I helped edit them. I mean, it was a part where I was trying to like build PAL skateboards to where it was, PAL Peralta, you know, and try to just, there you go, PAL skateboards, no Peralta around, because he's gone.
Yeah.
Out of the industry, out of my life. I mean, here we are right here. This is the video. So that was part of my life in skateboarding. But then all of a sudden, 96, 97 comes out, and they're like, hey, we're going to give you another pro board. And that's the Gundam board that I have, the robot. It was really into Japanese anime and a lot of stuff from Japan, robots and Transformers. And I'm like, so that board means a lot to me, because that was my introduction of being a pro skateboarder again, selling a board. And I've had a pro board since 97.
It's funny you say that too, because like I would say like early 90s, I skated a lot. Like me and all my buddies skateboarded a bunch. Yeah. And it was when all the small wheels were coming out, skinny board. Yeah. And my dad used to make fun of us all the time. He's like, oh, I'll skate you motherfuckers any day you want. He's like, let's go to the Aqueduct. He's like, I still got a Caballero board. He had one. He comes out with the biggest wheels, wide ass board, and just like shredding. And he would just make fun of us all the time. He's like, you guys' boards are stupid looking.
And it's amazing that you're able to have like 2 distinct careers. It's like Kobe having 8 and 24. You know, like he had 2 Hall of Fame careers with 2 different jerseys, and you were able to do that. 2 different boards, 2 different careers, 2 different video parts. It's kind of pretty insane, dude.
Yeah, but if you
I put the work in.
Yeah, if you didn't have the willingness to like be an all-around skateboarder, you wouldn't have these video parts. That goes back to the very beginning of this podcast. It's like, what aspect of skate do you like? I like skateboarding, and this shows, because then he was banging out on the streets, and it's like,
yeah, like how many made the transition?
Bro, these videos are forever.
How many people wanted to try?
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't give up. And so what you put out comes back. So the board that I couldn't sell in 93, the old boards from the 80s, well, all those kids grew up and they got crazy jobs.
With their own money. So now these grown-ups who want to relive their childhood are now buying these boards we couldn't sell. Right?
Dude, everything is cyclical in life.
This is now.
Yeah.
So these boards I couldn't sell in the mid 90s.
You can't even keep them in stock.
Can't even keep them in stock.
So rad.
That's so cool.
Are you comfortable maybe off?
Yeah.
I'd love to know what the numbers are monthly.
Yeah, they're probably insane.
Well, I mean, I've gotten back to like 250 grand just selling decks.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So rad.
But that's staying with the company. That's staying loyal to my sponsors. Even though, I mean, I'll be honest, and I've gotten in trouble before on being on podcasts of being honest. People don't like honesty because it kind of
scares them.
It kind of throws them under the bus. But I've wanted to quit Vans like 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have not always been super nice.
Just because different people in different positions.
Just not being happy with their decisions that they want. Mm-hmm. But I didn't. I stayed and sucked it up.
What sucks?
Same with Post-Peralta. I wanted to quit 3 or 4 times over my whole lifespan, but I sucked it up. You know, I mean, could you imagine? Okay, so imagine you being on a pro team, and all of a sudden they're saying like, hey, Ryan, like you don't have a board anymore. You have to ride for this company, but we're not selling your board anymore. Would you stay?
When you were making good money off of it?
No, yeah, but would you stay, or would you go like, well, I'm just going to go on this other company. They'll give me a board.
That's a tough question, dude, because
They'll give me a model.
I've kind of been in that situation, you know, where I didn't mesh with the management anymore. Yeah. And it was counterproductive to my well-being, you know? And so, yeah, it was basically like taking a board away. Yeah. Then you try it on your own. And then now, you know, the outcome of that is I'm a free agent. Yeah. Buying my own boards, which is like kind of fun too.
You can skate whatever you want.
It's kind of fun. You know, I'd love to have a forever home for the next 10 years of my career. And you know, I've put some feelers out to one guy in particular. And You know, if that works out, it would be a full circle type of event.
Yeah.
That would be insane. You know, with Etnies, you know, 27 years.
Yeah.
And then they let me go.
Yeah.
You know, they just let me go.
And you tried everything to stay.
And I tried everything to stay, and I would have stayed. But, you know, I think greed and ego gets involved nowadays in these companies. And I've learned over the years when it's time to shut the door, and I don't look back.
Yeah. Well, there's companies I've quit. Mm-hmm. There's companies that I felt like I wasn't feeling the love, I wasn't getting the support, and so I'm not going to keep putting my heart into something, someone that doesn't share the same love, because I could be pouring it out to some other company that wants to help. You know, and so it's a give and take. I mean, I knew from a very young age at 15 that the only reason why these people want me is because I have something to offer them. Mm-hmm. That's anybody.
You have a value.
I have a value to them, and so I learned, like, if I keep adding value, they're gonna always want to keep me. Right? It's that simple.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's not rocket science.
People think of life is so difficult. It's so simple, but we get in our own heads making it more difficult than it really is. Yeah. Just keep offering things. Like, people are like, oh, man, how can I get sponsored? How can I get sponsored? How can I do this? Like, don't worry about the sponsorships. That stuff will come to you.
What can you do for them?
What can you do for them? What are you offering on the table for them to look at and be like, yeah, this guy has a lot to offer. This guy is hot, but he doesn't have as much to offer.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's, now you're relying on someone's business decision as a CEO or whatnot. I mean, so many people are making so many decisions that affect so many people, and that we're not in control of that at all.
Sometimes you get that new CFO that steps in and is like, we're just numbers. We don't care about this. We don't care about that. We just want to see numbers. You know what I mean? It's like, there's been so many times where I've been like, I'm out of here.
Right.
Or you're like, I still believe in it. Like, I'm going to fight to the end. And then the next month that dude's fired because no one in the company liked him. And you're like, oh, thank God I stayed. You know what I mean? Like, I hate changing sponsors.
Yeah.
I hate it. I've helped build so many different brands where it's like, you know where your loyalty is with your fans, because every time you see them, they're wearing whatever you're messing with.
Yeah. And you know, it's kind of the same thing I've learned with social media. I know people don't want to see me doing moto. They don't want to see me riding mountain bikes. They don't want to see me church. They want to see me skating. And I get it. But I'm more than just a skateboarder.
Yeah.
I don't want to pigeonhole myself as just this person, because with life, nothing here lasts forever. Is where everything's temporary. And so you got to be ready for the next thing. You've got to be ahead of the game. It's like, okay, look ahead. Look at your surroundings. What is benefiting my life? Okay, this is like slowing down. Where can I pick up something new to be successful at? You know, man, the sky's the limit when it comes to life. I mean, and so that can really mess with your mind and who you are. You know, and we can get into a huge subject about suicide and self-worth, and I mean, it's a whole deal, you know. And that's where I would want to help people and teach people to know that everybody has a worth in this life.
Yep.
And your job, don't let that dictate who you are, because jobs come and go. Yeah. Okay.
So do the people that are trying to judge you on everything that you do.
Everything. Fans come and go. And so it's great. It's good to stay humble, because all these people that put you on a pedestal and you get puffed up and you're like, wow, look at me, I'm on top of the world. Those same people will just toss you to the ground.
Yep.
Do one thing that they don't like or say, and you're done. You can work 40 years of your life building this huge thing and say one wrong thing.
I learned
you're
that.
Done.
I learned that at a young age. That's why I'm like, anytime I do anything, I'm like, I do it for me. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. Like,
yeah,
I'll tell you to fuck off right away. Like, I don't care. Like, if I do something or if I post something, it's because I like it.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone else likes.
And it's hard because you don't want to have that negativity around you. So for me, you know, I used to like try to justify all my actions and then learn like I can't please everybody.
Yep.
So if you don't like who I am, go away.
There's an unfollow button. I didn't tell you to follow me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But people are so adamant of like want to be noticed that they're like, I'm gonna unfollow you now. It's like you could have did that without telling me.
You know
Nobody
what's even more
cares.
fun?
Do it.
You know what's more fun?
What?
Blocking people.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
I like pinning people's comments so everyone sees it.
Twitch is on just some demon time. He's just going to pin all the comments.
No, but it's
so everybody
rad because
sees
when
it.
you get rid of all this negativity, only thing that is left is positive.
I commented the other day on this. There's this essay dude from Menifee that's been riding BMX bikes, and I'm like, dude, that's dope. Like you don't ever see that. I commented, I'm like, let's go. Some random dude comments back to me, you're such a lame. I'm such a lame. I'm so glad I never followed you. Or I'm so pumped I was never a fan of you.
Yeah.
And I wrote back, eat a dick. Like, I don't care. and now I looked, he's like, I'll see you at Anaheim 1. I'm like, cool. You'll see me at Anaheim 1, dude.
Well, like a lot of people like to be noticed. So maybe people are on a way where they'll say negative things to get a reaction.
Yeah.
So the best reaction is no reaction.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm like, fuck you.
Twitch is like, nah,
That's the pride.
I need smoke. Yeah.
That's the pride.
Yeah.
You know, and our prideful self will react a certain way that sometimes we regret. You know, so we want to lower the ego, lower the pride, and then your life's going to be a lot smoother and more enjoyable when there's not so much drama and negativity. And even like when someone's like
just
super
to eliminate them from your
like
group.
you can be like, I can write something so positive and they're like, that's so toxic that you're trying to promote like everything's so
believe you did
happy and
that.
positive. I'm like, it can be.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to make something negative out of something?
Yeah.
It's just
Positive.
their mindset.
Well, everybody in
Happiness
today's time
is
has
one
an
thought
opinion.
away.
Yeah, everybody has an opinion. No one wants to do any work on themselves. No one cares to try to bring people up around them. They care to have the last word, you know, and it's the day and age we live in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can offer a sale on our product and people are going to call it bad. It's like, no, we're just offering a sale. Like you're never going to win in business and life. Yeah. It's just who you surround yourself with. We've learned this, you know, even with the athletes we bring on the team or the friends that keep around me. It's like, keep people around you that just want to see you win. Yeah. If you have someone with you every day, oh, bro, why are you doing this brand? You know, Nike's already a $40 billion company. You're never going to catch them. It's like, well, I'm not trying to be Nike and thanks for your opinion. I'll see you next year. Like, you just can't. You can't surround yourself with people that are constantly looking for the negative end of the stick. It's just going to never serve you a purpose.
And I just
Life's
want to
too
say
short,
one
man.
thing too. People putting you on a pedestal, like for me, like growing up and being such a fan and you an icon of that, of like, being a skateboarder, I'm going to put you on a pedestal right now because of this conversation of you as a human being and that perspective that you just shared to be of service to somebody else that may be listening to this.
Yeah.
Like that's way more important than like everything you've done is the sickest thing ever. But like that means to me the most because I've done a lot of self-work on myself and I've figured out that we'll never have it all figured out till the day we're gone.
I'm still working on myself.
We'll never stop. So this conversation has been such a pleasure for me to sit here and listen and take it in and be a sponge to that, but like also like take it and use it as motivation for myself to be a better human and chase this creativity and just search for a challenge, right? The challenges is what make us better humans. So
complete icon.
Thank
Forever an icon. Forever an icon. And I just want to say thank you. It's an honor to be able to sit down with you and kind of get into your mind and hear about the history of skating. I mean, anybody who knows anything about skating knows your name. So
thank you.
The humbleness and the way you're able to talk. I mean, I think a lot of people will learn a lot from this pod.
Hell yeah.
Shex, always a pleasure having you on.
So
You're the man. Twitch, the greatest co-host of all time. I think a few more tattoos before A1 and we'll be dialed in. If you guys are looking for behind the scenes for what we got going on here at the Jaxxon Media House, plus a bunch of the content from the Moto Show, the Everything Skate, Surf, and Moto Show we got going on here with Twitch on Jaxxon Sports, we'll be releasing all that content as well in our Discord and our Jaxxon Behind the Brand. We have a lot of content coming your way this year. Make sure you guys check it out, and then make sure you guys let us know in the Discord and in the comments who do you guys want to see on the next couple episodes. Me and Twitch are going to do a good as a job we can get done by having all these A1 kids that are in town come through. I know everybody just requests.
I'm excited for A1.
Everybody requests everybody. Hey, who do you think is going to win A1?
It's going to be a dogfight because everyone knows Jet's gone.
Right? Yeah, that's going to give a lot of people
confidence.
Definitely confidence.
I think it's going to go Hunter, and then I don't know anybody after that, but I think
I
Hunter's going to win.
got Hunter, Roxon, and Tomac.
Roxon's a good name.
Everyone every year sleeps on Cooper Webb. He's such a dog.
Yes,
dude.
And he wants it still.
When it gets to the point of like the nitty gritty and down to it, he's a dog.
I think Hunter's gonna wax everybody.
Yeah, but I want for as a friend, as a like a fan too. Like I want to see Hunter do it to also build some momentum to come in and like try to put it to little bro and outdoors.
Yup.
Like I want to see.
So tired of this little bro, big bro thing. I think Hunter's a dog.
He's a dog. They're all dogs. Yeah. Every guy out there racing.
Well, everybody's just waiting for Jet to come back, and then he comes back, and it's like, all right, Jet's taking first, and then
Hunter just needs to big brother him and just kick his ass.
So even though there's always a positive thing when something negative happens, and no one wants to see anyone get hurt.
Yeah.
But I think it's really gonna wake these guys up and be like, hey man, I have a chance now that Jet's out, because Jet, I mean, he's phenomenal.
That good. Yeah.
He's that good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like,
so naturally talented.
I mean, he reminds me of James Stewart when James Stewart was on the scene, you know.
100%.
But like, it's good. Let him take a break and let him look on the outside, and you know, we're all human. We make mistakes, and anything can happen. So don't rest on, all the things you've achieved, because they can just be taken away in a second. You know,
we learn more from our failures than our successes.
100%. And you guys will see a lot more content coming soon. Thanks for watching. We're out.